All right, friends, it's T-Man, and I'm back. I want to do a quick reaction video to this to prove something in a video that I just did because somebody asked me for the link to the video. I gave them the link, but let's talk about this. Yes, man. All right. So this is from DLM Men's Lifestyle. I'm going to react to his video. It's about the untold origins of all religions, part 1, tracing the first gods of ancient humanity. Okay, the fake gods, whatever. Here we go.
He is the father of a lot of nations, but one of those nations is Israel. Of course, the father of Israel is Abraham, and Abraham comes from Shem. Now, this is extremely important because Abraham is the 9th generation from Shem. And Shem was still alive when Abraham was there. A lot of people don't know this. This is important to understand. Remember, Shem and his 2 brothers still came from the pre-flood world with good DNA.
That's right. They came from the pre-flood world with good DNA because they lived in nature. Remember, when they came in the ark and they landed, apparently they landed because there was a flood. They landed in this ark, whatever. He was still alive. Couple generations later.
But after them, the lifespan of people started to be shorter after the flood.
That's right.
Shem lived to be 600 years old, while Abraham died at 175.
So why did they live to 600 and Abraham died at 175? Because they came from the pre-world, and then they went and they started to do what? Fake. They started eating fake food. They started doing fake things, fake religions, fake everything. They turned their backs on God. Nature is God, and they turned their back on God and created fake gods. And they deemed man as a god.
What is even more shocking is that Shem was still alive when Abraham died.
That's right. See, Shem was still alive when Abraham died because he was there already previously. And all through those years that he existed and Abraham came about, Abraham died, but this guy still kept living on.
What this means is that Abraham, not just him, but also all his fathers going up the generations, could have easily learned from Shem and even Noah himself what the pre-flood world was like, that relationship. They could have seen how Noah still worshipped God, the God.
It's really simple. They didn't worship fake gods. They lived with God in unison in nature. God is nature, and they lived together with him. They never how should I put it? They never broke the laws of nature. But when man, after the flood, man broke the laws of nature. You understand me? He started eating things that he shouldn't do. And he started creating fake religions and doing a bunch of crazy things. That's why their lives were shortened.
Most High. And they could have written it down. And we just never discovered it, and maybe...
You already know what it is. It's not... You didn't discover it. You already know. It's not hard to understand this.
It's just lost. And then, of course, after Abraham, Moses wrote it down. The first 5 books, in fact, of Genesis, Exodus.
Yeah. Moses went into nature. He said that there was a burning bush. What signifies a burning bush? The sun. What did the sun do? Create this universe that we live in. It created this universe. These planets around us. It created it, okay? So it created the earth and everything came from the sun, as far as we know in science, okay? So you could say the sun is God because without the sun, we'd all be dead. Without that sun, we'd all be dead. Nothing would be here. So the sun is very important. But there's other factors that are important too. But the sun is definitely important. So nature, the sun, everything, you could say this is God. This is God, nature. And if you don't live within nature, you're going to have problems. Who cares about man-made laws? They're fake. They're just to control people, control their whatever, their instincts and stuff. They're trying to control you, but nature does not control you. That's why animals, they roam. They do things indiscriminately without emotions or anything. They do what is natural to them. But humans never do what is natural to them. You understand me? And when people do things that are natural, society shuns them right away.
Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. 5 books. In case you didn't know, the nation of Israel comes from Abraham, his son Isaac, and then Jacob. And the Muslims today also through Abraham's son Ishmael.
Religion's a really crazy thing, man. These fake religions.
Now, the Semites come from Shem. Shem, Semites, right? In ancient Sumer. That's where they come from. A lot of people think that the ancient Sumerians were just strange people that's not connected to the Bible at all. Well, most of them come from the line of Ham. I'll explain this as we continue. Moses called Sumer Shinar because of his Egypt.
Like I said, Moses went into nature and then he created man's laws. You understand me? But he was in nature. And he said that the burning bush spoke to him and told him, I am that, I am that, I am that. Nature, God, God spoke to him. I am that. God is that. Nature is that. Nature. You are of nature. You are a God too. If you're made of nature, you too are a part of God.
Education in the book of Genesis.
That's why even the Bible, these scriptures, when they're writing, when you read the Bible, which was put together by the Italians, it even tells you in there, there's no God that you should pray to besides me. When they're the scripture is really trying to tell you what this God is, nature. That's your problem. You're praying to fake gods. Man is not a God. Man is part of God, but man is not God himself. See what I mean? You could see he's connected because, I mean, you still partake in this natural event because you procreate, you create kids, and it keeps going on and on and on. It's all part of one thing. You just can't really understand it, but whatever.
Genesis 11, verse 1. Now the whole earth had one language and the same words. And as people migrated from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, Sumer, and settled there. Now, what a lot of people don't know is the first people, the first families who came to the plains to live in ancient Sumeria was the people from Shem, the Semites. Check this out. In AnswersResearchJournal.org, this map shows the Ubaid, who is named after Arphaxad, the son of Shem, son of Noah, close to the...
I think it's Jefferson. His DNA was found to be Middle Eastern. He was an American. Wasn't he an American president or something? Or I can't recall right now. Jefferson, was his name? No, not George Washington, but Jefferson. Man, one of the guys there in politics in the USA. His background was Middle Eastern. Yeah, how about that? Eh? Anyways, I'm going to go. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. That's all I wanted to tell you because somebody asked me about this 600 years. We lived to 600. We did. It's even in the Bible. It's in text in the Old Testament, I believe. They say something about we lived over quite a few hundred years. Why is our lifespan short? It's really simple. The answer is you need to be within nature. And when you act outside of nature, your lifespan is short and you die. That's really simple. You know, these animals, you ask yourself, why are some animals living to 600, 500? Why do they live so long, a lot of these animals? They live so long because they're with nature. You're not. You were with nature, but you're not. That's your problem. That's why your lifespan had been cut short. Can a human being live to 600? Yeah, if you don't deteriorate. If you eat food and do partake in things that deteriorate, you're smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, and, you know, doing drugs and whatever else, and eating these drugs all day called carbohydrates, sugar drugs, being on drugs all the time, nonstop, and eating all these fake foods, and eating cooked foods and processed foods and cooking them, and they're processed and blending them, whatever. Doing all these toxic foods and everything are deteriorating you. That's why your lifespan's cut short. You stop growing at 25. You're not growing anymore. So why are you deteriorating faster than you're aging? Because the stuff that you're partaking in, see? That's what I discovered. Anyways, you tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you next one. Now, they say that these, like I said, one more thing, like these people, they're associated with high cholesterol, these centenarians, yes. But they say, well, we live to 100. We're 100 over 100 years of age. They're centenarian, high cholesterol, whatever. The problem with them is their lifespan is still cut short. Want to know why? Because they keep eating rice. Rice has arsenic in it. So every time they keep eating this rice, arsenic or whatever, these foods that they're eating that are filled with toxins like cyanide, arsenic, fucking oxalates, and a bunch of things, whatever, bro, they are shortening your lifespan. So they're really not really, in my mind, they're not really centenarian. A centenarian is somebody who lives to, like it says there in the scriptures, 600 years. If you can live there, 500, 600, whatever. There were recordings of people living very long. Even when the colonists came here, they said that the native Indians, they lived very long. You won't know that because they poisoned them with these toxic plants and foods. They fed them to the Indians. And then the Indians freaked out, you know. They killed them. They gave them alcohol. That killed them as well, and drugs. That's why to this day, native people, look at them. They're always partaking in drugs, alcohol, still to this day, smoking, doing all these weird things. Yeah. It's easy to get hooked on all these things, you know, that are unnatural, and then they shorten your lifespan, you die. See you in the next one, friends. Ciao.
Iranian